Yep, and we're
It
live.
says we're live.
We're live?
Oh, it says we're
Every
like 12
time.
seconds into the live.
Every
Oh,
time it's a
wow.
surprise.
Whoops.
Well, welcome on to the podcast again here, guys. Sorry it's been a few weeks. Would have tried to do one last week, but we were completely swamped down at ConExpo. That was a big one at the show in Vegas where it was a great show. We met a lot of awesome people, a lot of cool fans, a lot of people that want to talk about the technology. The government did not let us bring our truck down there, though. We couldn't get clearance to bring the truck. And then we tried to bring the axles and the truck parts, and that also said no to that, too. So, fuck it. We brought some signs.
Chase got turned away at the border.
Literally, literally got turned away at the border, loaded up, got down there, and they're like, here's all the paperwork. And we brought it all, and they're like, that's the wrong paperwork. You
I'm
can't
sure-
bring that in. And you're like, fuck. You're like, you can go back and redo it. You actually need this form and not this form. Okay, but it's Saturday. Nobody opens until Monday. We got to unload at the show on Monday, and it's a day and a half drive down to Vegas. Like, just
Yeah.
the amount of red tape that we do.
I'm sure
Like,
there's
the
a lot of
hardest part about
disappointed
dealing with
fans.
government is government bureaucracy. 100%.
Like, for sure there's some disappointed fans, but you guys did pretty good. I think it actually looked as good as it could be with our situation. Like, how were the fans that came up? Were they appreciative that you tried? You threw something together?
Yeah, honestly, a lot of people thought the sign was funny. We had a big sign there that said like we couldn't bring our truck due to stupid government rules. And it was great just meeting, being able to BS and talk
Where
with
is it?
everybody. And
I just removed your image there. You can kind of see it if you're watching the live.
what does it say? We couldn't cross the border with our truck due to the stupid rules with Environment Canada and the EPA, which
I
was
love
the one of the top voted comments on one of the shorts. And I'm like, yeah, we can't even bring the axles in. I got to unload it. Someone said, just have a sign that says this. So we had that sign verbatim from like the top comment and put that up there.
Nice. No, I thought you guys did a good job. And it's crazy to see, like, there's some concept photos up there, but some of the best ones are actually real photos. Like the one of the undisclosed truck looks awesome ripping through there. Like, it's
Right?
really cool that that's just a poster and it's like, oh, that's a mock-up. No, that's the real picture.
Daniel does so good on the renders, it's hard to tell what's real and what's not.
Yeah, exactly.
And then actually someone, Jack Madden, who's already in the comments, he was actually the photographer for that. And I drove his pickup while he was tied in the back through like some photography harness thing. And we were chasing, I think we've talked about this before, but we were chasing Chase down around the track, and Jack got a bunch of fantastic shots.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to get those shots of the Royal truck next.
Yeah, that'll be really exciting. For sure.
Yeah, we're going to turn it into a Texas bed now.
A Texas bed. I like a Texas bed. I don't have
I
a
kind of
problem
like
with
a
that.
Texas bed. We
Yeah.
were talking with them, and they're like, I know we were doing a winch tractor, but you think we can make it a Texas bed? And we're like, yeah. Talk to Marcep, and they're like, yeah, it's not too late to change it. So
Yeah.
changing it into an old T-bed rig up. Because then they do a lot of tank farms. It'd be cool to stand some 400 barrels.
They're asking what's a Texas bed. You can explain one better than me.
That's Cody there, one of our YouTube decision maker group in the top tier. So he's in the group chat. Cody's awesome. He says, what is a Texas bed? Do you have images of it there?
Yeah, let me download an image. I'll throw it up into the StreamYard. I guess we could.
A Texas bed.
Probably not.
It's like a
everyone
working
knows.
bed, a bed you can still use like a
All right,
trailer
so-
almost. There we go. Perfect.
Here is the Texas bed for those watching the video. Sorry if you're just listening online, but the basic thing is it's like a winch tractor. The big difference is that it's got that rear roll that goes up and down, and it's got a set of bunks. So the nice thing is that it packs its own load. So you can load like a 400 barrel and just pack a 400 barrel. You can also stand tank farms. You can pack rig mats, access mats. Like, it can pack its own load, and then it can lower that roll down and then also pin onto a trailer. So it's kind of like a mini bed truck. Like the Texas bed is the smallest because, you know, everything is smaller in Texas. The Texas bed is the smallest bed truck.
It's a
Yeah.
bed truck, but a tractor.
Yeah, it's a mix of the worlds. Like I was gonna say best of both worlds, but I don't know. It is and isn't, but definitely for
It's
what
like the
the
worst
Royal
of
does.
both
they're-
worlds. No,
Yeah,
it's,
the
it
worst
gives
of
you the
both worlds.
capability of.
Yeah, it does. It's more versatile for sure. So I was gonna ask.
I'm honestly, it's not a huge thing. It's just we gotta put the hydraulics on the back and put a little extra features. But I think being able to show off some cool stuff is because we're gonna try and do up 2 of the same trucks. Like I want to do our own truck up that's got the same rig up in the hybrid for like the next version of the hybrid, and we'll rig them up the exact same. And then they can, because I think being able to like move things around on site, totally electric and stand like do a tank farm move completely on battery would be cool. So if we're gonna do that off complete battery, then I think the winch tractor should be the same, so that they have the exact same rig up, exact same everything. So we'll make this one a T-bed too.
And that way we can start answering people's questions, like what is the fuel savings? What is the difference? And until we actually have 2 trucks the same, but one mechanical, one hybrid doing the same job, like it's all, I don't know, just graphs and I wouldn't say speculation, but like math on paper, but real world testing is better.
For sure. I was shopping for winch trucks today. I was watching the Nisku auction. I'm looking to get an older winch truck. They were going higher. They're going higher. Canola went up a couple bucks. So you can tell the farmers are back into bidding again. The excavators and dozers were up too. It's like, come on, guys. Canola goes up $2 and then the bids are higher. Come on.
Yeah. So there's a Texas bed in action there. You can see her picking up a 400 barrel up on the rear roll.
And like for a bed truck on location, those guys have so much idle time. You're just sitting there. Like sometimes you could sit there for the whole day and not have a lift. They just need the truck that when you're ready, they call you over and be like, move this over here. Or like I've had full days
it's
work.
just a really good application for hybrid. So it's a cool feature to have it for the mechanical and have it as a little Texas bed. But in my opinion, it makes so much more sense for the hybrid. So if we're talking about it, we'll just do them up both the same.
If you don't mind, there's a comment I want to highlight there. The last one, Trucker Ben. The comments just, you should have bought the 1980 Freightliner with the Screaming Jimmy, only on for $20K. $20K for an old winch truck isn't a bad price, but for me, I'm out in Manitoba, so to go to Nisku, like that's 11 and a half hours, and I don't know anything about the truck. It's a little risky. Like, is it at all in good shape?
I do like that 1980s Freightliner style.
It's the old split window. It was a good looking truck. Like, it definitely needed a different coat of paint.
I love the old split
window
Freightliner.
I know. It was nice looking, but again, I know nothing of, like, I'm not there. I can't get under it, can't see it. Joel with Royal didn't want to go look at it for free one day for a case of beers. So.
Cody's saying to stay off the auction site.
Yeah, I seen that too. I can't help it, but I can't help it, boys. But yeah, it takes. Sorry.
There's the 1980s Freightliner style with a split window for just people reference. It's just, in my opinion, that was the nicest style of Freightliner. Like, that's what Freightliner used to be, like a real truck.
Mm-hmm. Before they got into the M2s and stuff, the gross ones.
Yeah, before they decided that dry van market was like the only winning thing, which, I mean, it worked out good for them. They make more trucks than anybody else in North America, and they just pump out tons of dry van trucks. But it's just so tiring to see every manufacturer going to dry van on highway. It was nice to see, we got to see a Connex. The new Kenworth C580 was there.
Mm-hmm. After you had spoiled it for other people.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that, Jay?
We got to get into that.
Okay, do we go into that? Okay.
Yes, we do.
Man, a lot of people send us a lot of things. And people will send me things all the time, which is kind of cool. It's like, and someone sent me a link and be like, Chase, have you seen the new Kenworth C580? Here's the brochure, and sent me a link to the Kenworth website. And I'm like, oh, sweet. Kenworth released their new C580. Went to the website. Yep, there's a Kenworth C580.
That's crazy. It was on the website. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. It turns out we leaked it. People are like, you hacked the Kenworth website. You're like, you hacked Kenworth. And you're like, no, I went to their website via their website link. But yeah. And I'm like, oh, they did it. And I'm like, I was kind of excited because, well, all the manufacturers have been going towards those highways, like we said with the Freightliner. Every single manufacturer is trying to go after that highway market, and they're forgetting about the heavy haul stuff. Like, Western Star stopped making the 6900 XD. I've had customers reaching out, like, panicked when that happened, and then way more people panicked when the C500 is gone. When that got discontinued, because you know what? There's jobs where, sorry, but like, an on-highway trucks that is designed to pull a dry van is not going to be suited for that kind of heavy oil field work. So, which then Kenworth decided that, yep, that is a huge market that we don't want to leave, and they brought back the C500 via the C580. Overall, it's nice.
I like that.
We have a video that came out last Friday about it.
Yeah, it's.
You guys did a good run through of it. I think you're very fair. Like, I think you pointed out what you liked and what you like. You weren't being
the
mean to
design.
it by all means.
I like the butterfly hood. I like the higher cab. I like the frame rails go all the way to the front. I wish they were just like the half-inch single rails, which we did see International does now, or is continuing doing. But International now had the half-inch single frame rail, which avoids all the rust jacking, all the calcium in between. But would have been nice to see that. I also thought that, I know you can order them with different options, but I wish that their first display truck had the heavier set AD suspension. And I still think it's a highway truck cab. I think that cab is still the cab for the highway truck. I think it's the same way that like some of the complaints I've heard for some people about like the new Western Star with their 49X cab, that it's like the 4900 cab was a logging cab. Like that cab was built for loggers, rig movers, heavy haul. It was still, when the cab was designed in Kelowna, I think. It would have been really, really nice to see like a purpose-built cab, but we know that the economics of that, it was probably a lot cheaper for them to use the cab that was already in production. And I think talking with some people that was a reason why they wanted to get rid of the C500. It's not because the heavy vocational market, there isn't a huge demand for it. It's just they got rid of their 1.9 meter cab to the 2.1 meter cab, and they didn't have a butterfly hood to go for it. And some of the things I thought are like, looking at the butterfly hood and the way it mounts, you're like, this wasn't purpose built to have a butterfly hood. Like, you can tell that this was a highway truck in the way that the hood and the cowling's attached, but hey, at least it's there. It's got the butterfly hoods. Might be a little stubby for my opinion, but overall,
it does look a little stubby, but
it's a little stubby. She's a little.
They are trying.
She's stubby and thick. She's a chode. She's got a chode of a hood.
There's the mirrors too. The mirrors.
That was my biggest piss off. But I did talk to them a little bit later, and they said that they're working on getting some better mirrors and the wide. Like, that is something that is currently in the design queue.
Well, that's good.
Well, we brushed over it, but it is worth saying that after Chase put the few shorts out about it, we actually had people within Kenworth reach out. Chase did, and myself did too. And they're like, please remove that. That was not supposed to go. And if you look at the view counts for our videos versus their videos, we actually we promoted their truck better than
honestly, our views got like 10 times the amount of views that they did. Yeah. So like we did 10 times the amount of promotion for you. And I think it was a sweet truck overall. Like, I think it's a sweet truck. It was just,
I loved it when Kenworth did release it on their Facebook page, and everyone's commenting like, seeing this on Edison's page already, and it was like, oh my god,
it's like every third comment.
Yeah, like Edison already posted this. Like, Kenworth's late to the game on their own thing.
But they were good sports. Like, we ran into their marketing people down there and they did. They're like, we weren't supposed to put that out. Do you mind hiding it for now? And you're like, yeah, of course we can. Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't want somebody to reveal my truck on an accident. Like, they made a mistake. I can take the video down. We can be the gentleman on that one. And they were largely appreciative, and they weren't mad or anything. We went down there, talked to their marketing. They're like, yeah, no, we made it. One of the IT guys made a goofy mistake. Thanks for taking that down. We really appreciate it. And we got a free hat, so
nice.
Win.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm sure they appreciate.
Actually, I got like 2 free hats, and a shirt.
Oh, wow. I'm sure they appreciate how we handle it, though. Like, we're not sitting there like, yeah, you're giving an honest review to truckers. You said a lot of good things about it, but you're not sitting there like, hey, this is the competition's truck, and then trash it for 2 hours. It's like, no, I like this, I like that. This maybe could be changed. Like, you're giving a good, honest, fair review.
I'm a big fan of Kenworth. Like, I've always owned Kenworths. I've always had Kenworths. My family, like my uncles all ran Kenworth. I remember my grandpa when we were a kid had a Kenworth. My uncles had Kenworth. I've always owned Kenworth. Like, we are a big Kenworth family. I still like Kenworth. Why would I trash it just because I'm making a truck the way I want a truck to be made? Doesn't mean that I'm going to go trash another company's truck. Like, there's good and bad, and I'm sure that Kenworth and the engineers from Kenworth could probably come into our truck and say things that they like, and they could probably find things that they don't like in our truck, and it's fair. It's all just like I said. It's, hey, free feedback. You can take it or leave it. I would be more than happy if Kenworth engineers came here and gave us if they want to do a walkthrough of our truck and do a breakdown of things they like and don't like on our truck, I am more than happy to take their advice.
Another thing we missed from Brody was, Brody, this was covered on the video, but does it have true dual exhaust? That was another thing that's kind of funny.
No, it's got a fake stack. Like, honestly, like a fake stack.
Are both fake or just one fake?
One fake, one
okay,
real.
I didn't know if it was both fake with like a hay burner or something.
And like they really explained it well. They're like, you know what? You really don't need both stacks. Like, we found that you just don't. You get your SCR and your DPF filter are your restrictive points. It used to be back in the day that your restriction was in the muffler itself. When you try and muffle that sound, and having two mufflers with half the thing would give you a lower sound with more power. So that's why they went to the dual stacks, because you could have two mufflers and that would be your restriction, and you could have less restriction with increased muffling with the two stacks. That's why you always had the two stacks. And they're like, well, now that we have all our restrictions in there, it doesn't really make sense to have both stacks hooked up. But then people think it looks weird to have one stack, and you're like, no, but it just mentally feels wrong.
Yeah.
It's like
Topsy had a dirty straight pipe hood stack.
That's how it should be.
Which wasn't the best for visibility.
I like the dirty. Okay, yeah, not the best for visibility, but I like the straight.
Yeah, it's
pipe
so
stack.
sweet. Come on. I hate when you're at a truck show and you see a beautiful stack setup, and then you go underneath and they do have the hay burner, like they're not even hooked up at all. That just irks me so bad. It's just
and it's like, come on, guys. They're like, well, it doesn't really affect it because your restrictions in the thing. You're like, everybody in Alberta is deleting these fuckers, right?
That's true.
Like, everyone's deleting them. They've all still, like, your restriction is now still there. Hook them both up. Let that air flow. But they are not designing their trucks based on who's deleting them.
Jack says, you know what else had a fake stack? The Titanic. And y'all know how that went.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. It sunk, I think. I don't know. I didn't watch the movie. I turned it off in that. After she showed her titties, I was out on that movie.
I was crying the whole time. It's 2 hours
can I just say that, like, no, on a serious note, Rose is the bad guy from Titanic.
Oh, 100%.
Like, fuck that old bitch.
She lived her whole life she could take her family out of not poverty, but they weren't well off.
That was worth like a $200 million diamond.
Yeah,
like,
and
I know they weren't rich,
down there.
but she got back. She had a husband that she was in love and spent 40, 50 years with, had a whole family, kids, grandkids, had this thing worth $200 million. She's like, I'm going to throw it into the ocean because I'm remembering when that one guy dicked me down real good in the back of that car.
Her poor husband just spent his whole life trying to supply their family or help their family get through the tough times. She's doing nothing. She's looking at this gem like, remember that one guy I slept with that night? Look at this gem. Like,
no, and like women will view that as a love story. They're like, it's such a love story. And you're like, no, it's one girl that had a one-night stand, left her husband, got dicked down by a guy, and then went, married another guy, spent a life with him, and had this thing that could have taken like generational fucking wealth, threw it in the ocean because she was remembering that dicking down on a boat that sunk. And she could have fucking given him the room on the wood. Mythbusters showed that you could. There was enough room. Mythbusters showed there was enough room. That stupid old bitch. I'm sorry, but I hate Rose with a passion.
That's tough. Okay, you know what's also okay? We should probably get off this in a second, but The Notebook. That's like a revered love story by women all over the place. It's just about cheating. It's solely about cheating, and that's like oh wow, this amazing love story. How's that romantic? They're just cheaters.
I don't know. I didn't really watch that. I kind of watched that one, and she like forgot who she was all the time. And then like the husband tried to make her remember, and I'm like, this is just a ripoff of Adam Sandler's 50 First Dates.
Hey, great movie.
Yeah, and Brokeback Mountain.
And that.
I can't even.
That's a true love story. Don't you say shit about Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah.
That is a true American love story.
We should get back on Connex. Davey's been in the comments lots here.
Oh man, we ran into Davey so much. Man, the amount of times we have ran into Davey in the wild is crazy. It's
at like
awesome.
random spots, like in the middle of Vegas. Like obviously we see him at ConEx, but then like Chase comes out at dinner, bumps into him. 2 nights later, I'm at a different dinner at a different, like bumping into Davey in the lobby again. Davey's great, but Davey had he gamed the system, and like I got to do that next. ConEx is so big. Davey just rented it like a mobility scooter. And he just scootered around everywhere. And
that's smart.
Smart.
That's smart.
Honestly.
I can
Like,
lose the weight.
My feet were so tired by the end of it.
That place is massive. It takes like over an hour just to walk a straight line across from one end to the other, not getting into the show. Like you can spend easily 6 days and not see everything. It's wild.
That is crazy. I've seen a lot online. I'm sad I didn't go. We talked about me going too, but I just I was a lot of the 5 previous weekends have been social events where I've been drinking and stuff. Like I need to take a few weeks
Honestly,
off. I gotta take a break.
We drank once, I think.
You guys didn't drink?
Entire night.
Friday night, I was in bed at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
I thought just going to Vegas, I was like, I can't. My liver can't.
No,
handle
like
this.
you know, I'm sorry, but I'm not doing another show in Vegas. Fuck Vegas. That town sucks. It's way too expensive. Like we were at the point where like. You know, we just like took the bus places because Ubers are $75 to just go like 3-4 kilometers with an Uber. $70, $75. Like, I'm sorry, but the bus is $1 and you get a free show during the bus. Like there is entertainment on the bus that you are not getting on the Uber. Some crackhead yells at another crackhead. You're like, that's free.
I like have my camera bag with me and it's like quite valuable. I'm like scared.
Oh, the bus was that bad?
No, like even getting off the bus, we had to put like Theron in the middle with all 4 around us to like.
Oh wow!
Because like Theron's camera gear is worth a couple grand, and you're like, there's
a couple
like,
grand.
It's yeah, no, it's rough, but like I'm not paying. I am not paying $75 for an Uber, and then beers $25 at ConEx for just a single beer is like $25. Like, no, I'm not paying that.
Canadian, yeah.
You're showing off your wealth to everyone. I'll take 2 beers. Oh,
17.90 or something for a draft beer, like you can hold like this.
That's
American.
ridiculous.
So,
American, 25 Canadian.
Yeah,
like, I mean.
So a shot was probably 30. Like it's probably a bit more. Like,
oh man, there's no way that it's worth it. But we did get invited to a couple of like suppliers things. Cummins invited us to their big event.
Nice.
So we had a couple of drinks there. That was nice. We got Saab invited us to their event, and we got real fucked up there.
So you
that was the only night where we got
on
kind of drunk. But it was. That one was funny because it was a big black tie event. So everybody is in like fancy suits and everything. And our sales rep comes along and she's like, hey, like they already invited me and Theron there. And we had the other couple guys. We had Rob and Ray and Liam there. And she's like, well, why don't you bring your whole crew? And you're like, well, none of us have black tie. Like, none of us wear suits. She's like, no. We don't want the Edison guys wearing suits. You guys need to show up in your flannel. You wear flannel. So it was just a bunch of, like, guys in suits and, like, fancy evening cocktail dresses. And then there's just these Edison delinquents.
Yeah.
Who immediately ran to the bar, grabbed a bunch of beers, and then ran out of the building.
That's so fitting. That's how it should be.
Well, Chase was nice, and they brought beer down to the people manning the desk at the front.
Yeah, they had like 6 people down at the check-in desk. And they're like, you guys having a drink? And they're like, we'd love one, but we're manning the desk for everyone checking in. And we're like, obviously, you can't leave the people manning the check-in desk without a drink. So we ran up there, immediately like beelined it for the bar, went and got a bunch of drinks and some beer for the guys. They all wanted beer. So we ran those beers down to them. But to everybody else, like it made sense. You know, take care of the people hosting you. But to everybody else, all of a sudden at this black tie event, there's somebody like playing the piano. There's a person like they hired dedicated cigar rollers. Like it's on the 60th floor of this building. It's a whole like this is a really, really fancy place. And then all of a sudden, like 4 or 5 hillbillies in plaid all show up, beeline for the bar, grab 2 beer bottles each, and then beeline it back out again.
It looks so
like,
bad.
Everyone
Like,
else
who
is
let
like,
these people in here?
Who let these? Like, it's a black tie event. Who are these guys? Which is honestly one of those one of those cool flexes you have in a moment. You're like, oh my God. Because I heard it from a couple other guys. Someone's like, who is those guys wearing the plaid? And everyone's like, whoa, you haven't heard about Edison Motors?
No
You
way.
need to talk
No
to
way.
these guys. And like all
These
of a sudden
guys.
it's like, you need to talk. Those guys are the coolest people here. Like you need to
pretty
go
sweet.
talk to them. And like everyone hearing the story and like, why are these guys in flannel?
Yeah, that's a good
It's
tire
like
pump. That's pretty sweet.
It was a really, really cool moment for the team. Awesome to be able to take Rob and Liam to like their first. Me and Theron have done a couple of those events, but taking like the engineer and Rob and all that to theirs was kind of a really, really cool personal moment for us. And
Nice.
But I learned something. Well, they did have like the cigar rolling table, like Chase said, where they just like roll cigars for you, and they're free. Take them to the outside and smoke it. And but Rob was playing poker with this lady, and it's a live poker table. She's like the poker table, and she's pretty cute. And Rob's like chatting her up and whatnot. It turns out that over COVID, a lot of the strippers lost their jobs, so they all became dealers. So like you see all the hot dealers are out. They're all ex strippers. So
Nice.
that's something I learned there.
Fun
But-
fact for you.
Fun fact, yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
But no,
that's cool. That's what
Conex-
Theron brought back from Vegas.
Well, no, like one of the highlights of the show for me, and I found it on the second to last day, was there was a Zinn booth, and they sold Zins for $1.
What?
$1 each for a
Okay,
pack of Zins.
American Zins are trash, though. So I'll say
Well,
that to anybody. They're not as good.
but you might have something there. But
You want
I'd still,
writing you can't read on a Zin can.
They're like
That's when they're
$15 to
good.
$20 here. They're $1 there. I'll take trash
That's
ones
true.
for $1 over that.
That's
But you
true.
can only
It
buy
is a good
3 a
deal.
day. So I had to bring Chase there the second day. And
Chase, you're
got
buying
his-
Zins?
Yeah, and Ray came and helped me the other day. So
Nice. No, American Zins aren't my thing, but Swedish, delicious.
freaking Davey here says he's found the booth on the first day. Thanks, Davey. You just cost me like $300 for not telling me. Yeah.
All those Zins I could have bought.
No.
Okay,
But-
back to ConExpo probably. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably should get back to the actual thing instead of Theron's nicotine dependence.
Hey, I'm with you there, Theron. That stuff's good. The Mac. I want to talk about the Mac. I don't know if we should. I didn't like that air valve. I know you took the video of it. I just think it's so funny because in California, sure, that works. I understand, whatever. But like just to picture that in Canada, it's like that system doesn't work here. Like, I'm sorry, it just can't happen. Just keep it a manual valve. Why are we complicating things?
It's just, and those like, talking to the salesman, we asked them like, hey, do you need to program these? So for backup, for people not watching the video, basically on the new truck there, under the new trucks, they had these leveling valves, and the leveling valves on every other truck has been basically mechanically controlled. As your suspension drops down, it means that your bags are too high, and the lever goes down, and it automatically levels the air valve. If it's up, it means your suspension is too low, and it lifts your suspension up. It all happens mechanically. There's no computer. It works. The leveling valve costs about $40, and they last for years. Now they replaced it where there is now 2 computer leveling valves that you get, and each of the airbags had its own little sensor that controls it. So if the computer sensor on the leveling arm, then because it's no longer a valve, it's just a computer-controlled leveling arm, sends a message up via CAN bus to the computer. The computer then calculates where that needs to be, and then sends a message back to the airbag cylinders to tell the airbag whether or not to allow air to go in and out of the bag to adjust it. And they're like, well, it's really nice because it then you can get a display on your dash, and you can get a dash display that says how much weight you have on your drives, like how much air pressure is it, because obviously the heavier you are, the more PSI it takes in the bag to lift it up. But now they can show that in their dash. Unlike every other truck
the
from
old
like 1960s, 70s, with like I got a 1970s with air ride suspension because it came out in the 60s. That's how old this shit is. And what they would do, they would run a pressure gauge to the cab, and that pressure gauge would tell you how much air is in the bag. It's just one little airline. So now you need electrical communication. And the thing is, airlines don't really corrode, they don't rust, they don't have communication failures, and they don't cost hundreds of dollars for sensors. And talking with them, you're like, do they need to be programmed or anything? Like, how does it know where you're at and being programmed? He's like, the salesman's like, oh, well, like, I think the dealership will do that for free when you buy them from them. Like when you buy them, they can program them to your truck.
Mm-hmm. You gotta
If
program
that's
my
true,
airbags.
that just means that, like, why do you need programming? The leveling valve doesn't need programming. It doesn't need a laptop. It's mechanical. Now we need one with programming. So guess what? If I need programming, that means that I can't buy an aftermarket one, because even if I bought an aftermarket one, it would still need to be programmed, which means it would be useless unless somebody else programs it. Like, it's just, why? Why are we taking a simple
airbag
$40
leveling,
system and turning it into a complicated $100 one? Why? So they don't have to run one single airline. Like, you're running, come on, manufacturers, you're running cheap plastic airline. You're running 30 cents worth of plastic to the cab. Like, stop. It's just so many of the things. Honestly, I get it. They're trying to show off at ConExpo. They're trying to show off the latest and greatest technology.
But that's not a brag one. That's not one to be bragging about.
But it's so much, like, we checked out, what was it? The Sunwing excavators. What was it called, Darren?
There's
Yeah, I think that was it.
I thought that was a company, like an air flight company. Sunwing, isn't that the one that does vacation?
Yeah, that does sound like it.
Sunwing. What is the name of that? You'd think we'd remember the name of
the blue ones. I think they're Sunwing, aren't they? Or Sunwig or something.
Sunward. I just looked it up. It was Sunward. But like,
yeah, Sunward.
Oh, probably Sunward. Yeah, that makes more sense. But basically, they were just this. They had the best pitch. This is basically a Cat or a John Deere from 30 years ago.
I like that. I could get into that.
He's like, we don't have a lot of fancy electronics. We don't have fancy sensors. He's like, we run the hydraulic lines right up to the joysticks. It's all pilot control. He's like, everything is mechanical and simple. And he's like, it's a plain Jane machine that you can fix yourself. And that was their whole thing. He's like, we don't have a huge dealer network. We don't have a crazy amount of like tech calls. He's like, this is just a 30-year Cat, 30-year-old John Deere. Buy it, fix it, and run it. Not a lot of bells and whistles. And you're like, man, not everybody needs the fanciest of fanciest GPS system with LiDAR and drones that launch out of the top and full-on touchscreens, everything. And you're like,
hold up. I was in a Chevy the other day, a new Chevy 2026 truck. It wouldn't go into gear unless the seatbelts were on. What are we doing? Like, you can't cruise around your yard. It wouldn't let the guy go into gear until he put his seatbelt on. I was in the passenger seat. He's like, man, you got to put your seatbelt on. Wouldn't go into drive. That's crazy. What are we doing?
What about your dog? Your dog's in, so now you have to put the freaking belt over.
No, it's insane.
And my kids. Now my kids have to wear seatbelts? Bullshit.
What do we do with my case of beer in the passenger seat? I got to put a seatbelt around it? That's crazy.
We gotta back up quickly to that the air valve though, because there's like obviously most of us, if you haven't seen a video where a tractor gets high centered on train tracks and he's stuck there and he gets hit by a train, having the manual leveling valve is a way around that. You get out, manually adjust your airbags, overinflate your bags, and it lifts your low bed off the ground or your trailer, and then it'll give you that extra clearance to be able to get across the tracks. That's how you get out of that situation a lot of the time.
Yeah. But couldn't you still do that if it had a computer? Because it still had the arm that came off of it. So I'd assume you could still lift the arm and it would trick it to thinking that it's...
I didn't see in the dash. If you can overinflate it...
But yeah, will it let it overinflate? It might stop it.
It still has an arm, so it still has the arm. Like, it's all the components of a leveling valve. So it still has the arm, the lever, and it still goes up and down and senses where your load's at via the lever. It's just that instead of having just a mechanical relay on the end, it has a computer chip that senses where it is. So you could still trick it. But what I want to know is, like, man, I've had wiring issues before in a truck once or twice. If all of a sudden it has a weird communication issue, if the volts are a little bit of corrosion, like you get a little bit of corrosion and it reads the wrong volt, the wrong input, is it just going to start overinflating one bag that blows a bag?
That would be something to look out for. A little scary. That going on, an airbag blowing up is a scary thing.
Yeah. You can feel. I've blown many airbags. Sometimes you can feel it in the cab, the base from it.
Yeah. I know I could definitely see that happening if one comes up here in the salt and the snow. But like I said, if it stays in California its whole life, whatever, it'll probably be fine. But
Yes and no, but it's like, you know what sucks? When you come into the second life of trucks, and nobody talks about the second life of trucks. So there's the original owner. So you have your owner in California or wherever down in Nevada, and they buy a truck and they run it for 5-7 years. It goes to the second or the third owner, but by say 5 to 10 years, it goes over to the auction, and then a farmer gets it. A farmer, you know, they don't have a lot of money. They're not buying new iron all the time. And now they're buying a thing. Well, now your computers are old, worn out 10 years. So now you're putting this cost on a guy that it's basically, it's getting rid of that second, third owner. The farmers, the small businesses that just need an occasional truck. Now they have a bunch of computer sensors. And now are the computer sensors even going to be carried 15 years, 20 years in the future? Like, how many farmers do you know that have a 25, 30-year-old, 40-year-old R model Mac gravel truck, dump truck? And they use that as their little site truck, their yard truck. Well, now their yard truck has a bunch of computer sensors that can't even be used. The farmer that uses the occasional as a, you know, harvest season grain truck, just goes in the field between back and forth, loses the ability to run that old Mac on his field. Like, now he has to buy a new truck. Well, now what does that do to food prices, grain prices, anything like that, when now the farms, instead of being able to have one old cheap truck that they store in a warehouse, just cranks up and goes to work, now has a bunch of sensors that need programming that all cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars, that rust and weather away all winter, get brittle, break. Now he's got to have a brand new truck that he uses 2-3 months of the year instead of a cheap old $10,000 truck that either, one, the small farmer, the family farm, can't afford that, or two, eventually long run, it balances itself out to the point where all the farmers need to start buying new trucks and replacing their trucks every 5 to 7 years, which means instead of having a $10,000 old semi truck, they now need a $300,000, $400,000 truck that they replace every 4 or 5 years. That's the big issue that nobody's really talking about. Like, yeah, it might work great for the first 5 years. Run it. If you're in California, it probably works good for 5 years, 6 years. They don't get the salt. I doubt it lasts more than a few years up here with salt and corrosion without having any issues. But it damn sure ain't going to work anywhere 10 years from now when things start getting brittle. And, like, you even got a truck sitting out in the field. Well, those are all little plastic sensors. Well, what does the heat do? Is it bakes there in the Arizona sun sitting out in that guy's field until he needs it? Like,
I don't know if anyone here listening would be buying one of those, but that definitely helps for resale in the future. Like, something to consider, because if maybe not the first owner, but if you're that second owner, by the end of the time you have it, if all these things are starting to go haywire, it's definitely going to affect your resale if you got to start putting all that parts in or trying to get rid of it, and people know that that's a problem then.
I mean, and it's just, why do they make everything so much more expensive and shittier now?
It's just this planned obsolescence. It brings us bak to why Edison's a thing. All this planned obsolescence, just such BS.
Get it. I like, cool. The business part of me should be saying, this is awesome. This is our comparative advantage because we don't have the planned obsolescence, so more people will want to buy an Edison. But the personal note of me is I'm just getting fucking tired of it, man. Like, I'm getting tired. ConExpo, not only was it Vegas and this whole thing of everything costs $25. It's no longer the cheap thing that our parents had. Like, I remember my parents or people telling you stories 25 years ago. Vegas was cheap. A drink was $1. It was just a good time. Didn't cost much. Now it's so fucking expensive that we take a bus with a bunch of fucking crackheads because I can't afford a goddamn Uber that fucking drink. Like, and then it's just this testament to this bullshit. All of ConExpo is look how fancy this technology is. Look how great this technology is. All you are showing me is that you are selling me overpriced fucking Bluetooth fucking greasing systems that cost $40,000. And it's a testament of we're charging you out the ass for features that you may or may not need that are probably not going to be reliable and are going to destroy the second life of this truck. Like, it's just... the enshittification is fucking exhausting, and ConExpo was just a giant 1 week testament to enshittification. I didn't leave there thinking, man, I'm so excited to see all this stuff. And I could have left there being, you know, hopeful for Edison, like stoked as a business, and I could be promoting our comparative advantage that we don't have that. That's not our value. But honestly, I'm just fucking depressed, man. It sucks. Because we can't build enough trucks to meet the whole market. We don't have a shop that's going to be big enough to do that. Our shop we're hoping to get to 500 trucks a year, and we're going up against people putting out hundreds of thousands of trucks a year without it. Like, we can't build enough trucks to make a dent that I want to make anytime soon, and it's just, fuck. How much more of this shit do we have to deal with?
It's never ending. It's never ending. And everything going up is just nonstop. I remember, like, you used to be able to take your vehicle in, get something done to it, a few $100s, not too bad. Now, if you take your vehicle in anywhere, it's $1,200, $1,300 at minimum. Or filters. I went to do some the service on my dozer. One oil filter, hydraulic filter was $300. It's this big, $300. It's made in some foreign factory for $3 to $2. Like, it's made for nothing. Why do I have to pay some insane markup? Like, I don't understand how things have gotten so expensive.
Because just greed.
Greed.
There's
greed.
Yeah, there's like 4 oligopolies that control everything. It's all owned by the same group.
Did I didn't tell you guys. I was thinking about, I have to delete my dozer, just my def system. It hasn't given any big problems, but I just want to get it done. And like it's regenning a bit too much. And the delete will be about $3,500. Not bad. I was like, just for curiosity's sake, what is a new KDPF filter cost for that dozer? Like, is it cheaper just to actually continue to have a def, or not def, sorry, regen? My apologies. Is it cheaper to have regen still? The regen filter for that dozer is $20,000.
Whoa!
20,000. It's this bad.
I believe it.
How do you justify that though? How can
Because you have to buy it. People have to buy it, so
you have to. Yeah, it's locked down. It's programmed. You need everything to communicate, and then they want to make you feel like a criminal when you're like, yeah, I can't afford that. I'm a small farmer. You know, you're a criminal. You're breaking the law. The EPA sending armed guards after people, and it's like, you know what, like. Fuck, you know what? I'm relatively pro environmental protection. I love being out in nature. I love hiking. I love driving around. I love logging because I like being out in nature. I like looking after the environment. I like having clean air. I don't want to look where it looks like Mumbai, India, with tons of smog. But why is it that every single fucking time that they need this is better for the environment is always the most expensive option? It's just weird to me. Like, it's never the cheaper option. It's never once is the government like coming out and saying, hey guys, hey businesses, we're going to make you do the cheaper option because it's better for the environment. No, that doesn't fucking happen. Oh, you know what? We need to buy the more expensive paper straws or transmissions. A fucking rebuilt 18-speed manual transmission is only about $4,500 Canadian, $3,000 US. But no, that's not it. You know what? Because you could have a new driver that doesn't know how to drive it, and he could be mashing his gears weird, and he could be not just driving to the optimal fuel economy. And we found that you could get a 2% better fuel economy on the average driver by buying the automatic. The automatic transmission is $34,000. I could buy the $4,000 manual, but no, it's better for the environment by 2% on average if you buy the $35,000 transmission. It's not the fucking cheaper one. It's never the cheaper option. Every time they have some kind of environmental benefit that's going to benefit us all, and we're all going to be better off for it, it's always the more expensive option. You know what? You know what's shitty for the environment? The fact that we buy shit. Where's the stuff that make a dishwasher last? Make a washing machine that lasts 20 years. You know what's not good for the environment? Having to buy a new fucking plastic washing machine every 3 fucking years. Having a car that doesn't last more than 5 years. It's made out of 90%. How many fucking plastic straws do I not have to drink to replace one shitty plastic fucking car that lasts 4 or 5 years? I am so fucking tired of it. If you wanted to do something about the environment and the plastic straws, I'd believe it a little bit more if you stopped saying that washing machines have to last fucking 10 years. Start making laws for that. Then I would buy your bullshit fucking environmental protection, but I'm fucking tired that it's always the more expensive option.
I think I seen a post in the last couple of days, maybe it was like France. They made it designing things to break is now illegal.
Good.
Have you
Good.
seen that?
Like, and that should
It
that
should
should be
be.
everywhere. Like you were saying, Chase, like plastic straws. Like us doing that. How many straws would it take to make up for a car that they plan to break at a certain amount of mileage? They design and build to break at a certain amount of mileage. That should be illegal. It should be as long as it can possibly last, is what we're designing for. But no, they want our money, they want our parts, and these big corporations just get to keep doing it, and nobody does anything because
It's
they're all in
France.
bed together.
It's France, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's like, fuck. Like, why can't we have some real like, you know what? Big shout out to the EU. They said it's more environmentally friendly to move everybody to the same type adapter. You can't have a specific cord for a specific device that you can only buy it. Everyone has to use the same fucking style. Okay, that's finally something I could get behind that. It's cheaper. I can buy those cords anywhere, and it doesn't have to be a specific cord that's locked down for IP for 20 years. Like, that one makes sense, but it seems like everything we get in Canada and the US is just basically, yeah, we're going to pass anything under environmental guise.
Also, I got a text from Joel. He just says, I can't make it, but tell everyone that I say hi and Daddy misses them. So
That's Royal Joel.
that's Joel from Royal Boys.
Oh boy.
Anyways, okay, I was trying to change it up there because we'll just keep ranting about this stuff. Do
we
you want
got-
to hop back to Expo?
No,
Yeah.
we should probably get back to it. I'm
I
just
s-
a little worked up because
I seen a comment here which can lead me into a little funny, humorous thing. Millsy says Hitachi excavators equipment are going to be called. Sorry, I got a camera in my way. George, can you read that? I can't read it.
What? They're going to be called Landcross. Hitachi excavator and equipment will be called Landcross in 2027.
What?
Why would someone throw away 80 years of branding? Is that true?
I
That's
don't know.
crazy.
This is where the first time I've heard it, but
I'm
if it is
Googling
true,
Yeah.
So-
someone Google
so
it. We're just
anyway-
taking a comment as gold over here.
Hitachi's booth at ConEx was unreal. It was like the nicest.
Hitachi Construction will be rebranded to Landcross.
How could they throw away that branding like they said?
It's
That's
been
weird.
Hitachi forever. Like, everyone knows Hitachi. Everyone runs Hitachi.
That's not even going to work though. Remember when Doosan tried, like they're not trying Daewoo or no, what was it called?
Devlin.
Devlin. That didn't
Doosan
last, did it?
changed to Devlin. Yeah. They're still a Devlin.
They're still Devlin?
They're still Devlin.
Oh, I still call them Doosan. Anyways, it's not catching on, and that's been 3 years. And Doosan's not well known. You think people are gonna change saying Hitachi?
That's
Like
weird.
that's a well known brand. An off brand, I still call Doosan a Doosan. Like
Oh, it's because it's fucking. This is some other
You're gonna rant again.
probably
You're
some
gonna rant again.
MBA with the marketing. I read it. This is what their statement is. Effective April 1st, 2027. The transition is going to start in 2025. The new main meaning, land, reflects a connection to the earth and sustainable future building, while cross stands for customer-focused, reliable, open solutions.
pause. Did you say April 1st though?
Yeah, okay.
Is this
Okay,
something
hold on. Maybe we're okay. Maybe it's an April 1st joke. Because I would hope
Are you
it's...
allowed to make April Fool's jokes before
year ahead of time? And a
April
year ahead of
1st
time?
and be like, oh, this is what it's. That's weird. I think that's breaking the April Fool's law. It has to be made.
I'm
on
hoping
the
this
day.
is April Fool's.
Oh,
'cause
man,
that's crazy.
they've got a whole ass website on it.
That's a lot of work for a joke though, yeah.
From now on, I'm gonna any like fail I'm gonna do, but it takes effect April 1st.
Yeah.
Like throughout the year.
When did this come out? This seems kind of like Hitachi reliable.
April. No.
This has got to be.
Landcross.
Oh my god, nobody wants that. I hope it's. Here's the thing: is like now we're at the point where I would fully believe that some MBA.
I would believe it.
with
If it's
the
true, I
idea of
believe it, yeah.
renaming and rebranding, and it's like every single brand now. Man,
So-
some people propose are like, why don't you make the Edison logo more streamlined, more modern? That's kind of an old logo. You could just have like a fancy E. Like, no.
Yeah, no. Leave this
No,
alone.
keep it classic. Why does everything need to be this minimalism structure? Like, I'm so
And
tired of
it's such a good
minimalism.
logo.
But Hitachi's booth at ConEx, it had like a garden. It had a lake out front. It was by far
It had
the
a lake.
nicest.
It had a lake.
Well, it had like a
and a
pond.
booth.
A pond.
still
It wasn't
crazy,
a booth.
though.
They had a whole
That's still
building.
Oh
It
yeah,
was.
it was wild.
They had a pond. That's
And,
wild.
and to follow up what Jack
You know-
said here, so Chase went in and tried to buy the Hitachi wand for his girlfriend, and the ladies at the customer checkout were not impressed.
It's a Hitachi booth, and I can't buy a magic wand. They had, I'm like, they had all the rest of the die-cast ones. I'm like, you don't have the most fun toy here.
Oh, boy.
And they're like, "What do you mean? We have everything." And they're like, "You don't have the wand." And they were like, "Oh, I see what you did there."
Yeah, less impressed after that.
Mike says, Mr. Carlson's Lab YouTube channel shows you how to fix tube radios and solid state devices.
Tube radios. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was a big
Interesting.
comment.
Why not?
Thanks, Mike. A little off topic. Yeah. So back to the show. What else was there to talk about? Oh, I guess we got some stuff here. So we it was cool walking around because I think there were 3 different exhibits that had us in them.
I
Which
thought
is
that was
pretty
really
awesome.
cool. I thought that was really cool to see. Which all were they?
We're not going to say
Wasabi
one of
was
them.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of them, I wish they wouldn't put us in their booth, but
What?
yeah, Wasabi was there, and
That's
yeah,
cool.
they ended up going with that picture, which honestly I thought Theron they were gonna use the other pictures Theron sent them. Do you want to tell that story? I feel like we could tell that story.
Okay, so their marketing guy messages me and they're like, "Hey, we're putting your guys' truck on the booth there. Do you have any pictures of your trucks?" And like they make their radiators there. So so I'm like, "Well, we don't really have anything like finished yet." They're like, "If it was out in action, whatever." I'm like, "Well, we don't have anything really finished at the moment, but I can take a picture of the BDE truck, the snowplow, and like it's a sexy truck, and you know how
It's got their radiator in the front. Yeah.
yeah, and we're like, yeah, and sex sells. And he's like an Australia guy. He's like, "Oh yeah, I get it." I'm like, "Yeah, that's a sexy truck." So anyway,
He's like, "Yep, sex sells. Sexy sells."
Chase was screwing around, I think, for his girlfriend. And he took a picture of himself, like bare ass, leaning on the radiator, and you could just see cheeks. And I guess somehow I got that picture sent to me, Chase.
Magically.
Anyway, I had it on file. So when I sent them all these pictures, I didn't say anything, but I included that one.
Mhm.
And I guess he forwarded it to the marketing lady. The marketing lady got back to me, and she's like she was a little off put. She's like, "Oh, you should definitely. I think maybe a picture slipped through. You should remove picture, whatever." And I'm like, "Oh, they didn't get the joke." And then Chase like, "Don't show people my ass." I'm like,
Oh,
"Yeah,
goodness gracious.
I'm like, "Oh,
I
that's-
just sent Jordan the picture. But yeah, you're like, sex sells. We need a sexy picture. So Theron sends him the one of me
That's
bare
how you
ass
said
posing
that.
in front of the
That's
truck.
crazy.
And
Which,
so-
I mean,
I should have asked
and
first."
you probably, like, I would appreciate that if you just asked me before sending people pictures of my ass.
Oh,
But
fuck. When I said that, I probably laughed by myself for a half hour. I was crying laughing.
Jeez.
And
That's
so
my new
for-
screensaver.
For me, it was worth it. But then we get there and I'm like, we're talking to the people. I'm like, "Hey, is I forget his name, maybe Tom or something." I was like, "Is that guy here?" And they're like, "Oh, he's right here." And I was like, "Hey, what did you think of that picture?" And he's like, "Oh my gosh, I was downstairs in my office and my wife heard me laughing, my like dying laughing."
Yeah.
And he loved it anyway, but
That's funny.
it was pretty
but
funny.
believe it or not, they didn't go with that picture for their booth.
Tough.
I
tough.
thought it
Could you
would've been one of
imagine
the-
walking into ConExpo and seeing that picture?
Sex sells. You would have had a crowd.
Yeah.
People would have talked about it.
They would have talked about it for sure.
Oh, they probably would have been a popular booth.
We'd have a
Or
whole
very
different crowd.
unpopular booth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was kind of cool, and like, man, that's why like we're thinking about it. I don't think we'll do too many more trade shows. Like,
I'm good with that. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
no, I'm kind of over trade shows. We got one more in Ottawa that we're signed up for. That one should be good though. That one's just
like-
for the. No.
I like the idea you guys have talked like more yard stuff, like, you know, shop opens up, maybe do a yard thing with the investor day, like just do stuff in the yard with our own fans and our own things, like honestly, like
It was nice. Like
Truck shows would be nice.
we were tucked in the side, like, and we just had our our very honest booth, but it was nonstop fans. Like as soon as Chase was there was like a crowd around him. But when you do that for days and days, it is exhausting. And so here, this is me at the end of the day.
Honestly, I'm surprised that nobody like called paramedics. It's like we were all hanging out in our booth, looked over, and Theron's just passed the fuck out, having a nap in the middle. You're like, man, it totally looks like this guy just had a heart attack and died. And like, nobody checked on you.
I felt like it. My arms, I got a torn something in my arm right now, so I was like in excruciating pain the whole time. So it sucked. But yeah, like what do people? You can walk up to 20 kilometers a day is the average, or 15 or 20 kilometers a day is the average there.
Yeah,
Chase
about 20 to 30 kilometers per day is the average.
So you do that for 6 or 7 days. It's wild. But it was nice to talk to the fans. But
it was awesome. But it's definitely very busy. And that the hard part is of like between being in our booth, talking with the fans, and then we also have like some of our customers there, future customers lined up there. And you got to go talk to them. And then we also have all of our suppliers there. And then I have to go talk with our suppliers too. And like, it makes an incredibly busy day. You get out, you hang around the booth, you go meet a supplier for a meeting, you come back to the booth, the day ends, you then have to go and go out to the suppliers events in the evening.
Obviously, we're very lucky to be in the position we are and to have the support we do and the network. But like, I guess I don't want to seem ungrateful, but kind of the novelty at a point does kind of wear off. Like at one point we're like, I can't imagine to get to that point. And now we're there and we're like, oh my gosh. Like, be careful.
I mean, it's great for a week. It's not every day. It's like, I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun meeting everybody. It's just, I wish that there was more time in the day. I personally find it really hard to balance my time between meeting customers, suppliers, and things. So I think it's, rather than do trade shows, because we're so focused on the trade shows, like we meet a lot of contacts. Like we got a video coming out of all the suppliers we use at these trade shows from the people we meet. I don't think we'll bring any trucks to trade shows anymore so that I can focus on just meeting the suppliers, seeing what's in the industry, seeing the new stuff coming up, and focus on the business aspect of why we go to a trade show. And then I'm going to focus more on bringing the truck to like truck shows. Show the truck off to the truckers at the truck shows, meet everybody, hang out with everyone at the truck shows, and then leave the trade shows to focus on the suppliers, because trying to do both, I was too burnt out.
Trade shows too, like a lot of the big companies, their trade shows, they got like district managers, some salesmen, like their CEO and CFO, those guys aren't at trade shows. And
no,
like, you guys
they're not.
They're,
like we're such a small company that like end up doing it all. Like maybe if we were at the point where, you know, we had dedicated people and we could afford to bring the dedicated like purchasing people and sending off like send Mimi out to the trade show and she just focuses on meeting the suppliers that she deals with, talking with them, sending like the mechanics to go like send an engineer, a couple mechanics, and Mimi and purchasing to go there to the show. And then we could focus on like, I could meet all the fans and spend the time that I want to spend with them. That would be better, but we're just not at that point, or do we have the budget for it right now? So for the next foreseeable future, we will, after the big show in Ottawa in May, which honestly I'm really, really excited about. There's going to be so much cool shit at that show. Like, and I think we can get the, did we get the filming thing? That was supposed to open up. I was supposed to remind you.
I had a calendar. I think I had it marked on my calendar when it opens. No?
No, maybe, but we shouldn't make sure we can get the filming. But that's the big defense contracting show we got invited to. So it's all military equipment. So we're going to be able to bring our 2 trucks there to show off for military.
Nice. Do we like strap some guns to them?
No. Turns out you need like permits and stuff to have machine
No
guns
way.
on
You
your
need a
roof of your
license to
truck.
do that. You can't just slap 2 SKSs on each door and call it
Straight to jail.
Straight to jail.
But no, other than that one, and then once we get the Royal truck done and we get a couple more, we'll just bring our trucks to truck shows and hang out with people there and show off to like the truck drivers. And like, man, it's still that show. I still think Scania did it the best when we were in England for their big show. Rather than bringing all their brand new latest models that have never been used in a flock of salesmen, they just basically paid a bunch of owner operators to go show up. People that bought their Scanias and were running their Scanias. They were like, hey Jim, so you just bought the new Scania. Do you want to come bring it to this trade show and show it off in the booth? And then instead of a bunch of salesmen, they just had a bunch of owner operators who bought and owned Scanias. I'm like, that's the way I would do it.
That's
like
really
if we got
smart.
a trade show, just send Joel over and them and send those guys and send like the working. But no, I'd like to just focus more on the supplier arrangements, like meeting the guys for our throttle, Espar, Masabi, Eaton, Dana, because like, man, we really were able to spend the time going over some of their features and their sales procurement process, and like Donaldson, and talking about like more streamlining our ordering process, because parts have been the biggest headache for our company. Being a startup, it's been getting that supply chain going. So a lot of the focus at ConExpo with our manufacturers was I wanted to go there personally and be like, hey, look, some of these things are showing up piecemeal. Some of these things I'm having to get from third party. Like, you're selling it to a distributor who then I'm buying your product from. And then it takes them, because they have to order it from you. Then they get their crate from you, and then they send it to us. And then, or they just sell it out of their inventory, but then they got to get stockpile. I'm like, how do we get it so we can order directly from you? So that's been a big process that we've gotten, and we made a lot of further major improvement. We made a lot of great progress at the show in Montreal. We were able to meet some of those people again, which was actually a cool moment, because we met some of the same people that we first met in Montreal, designed the system, and then we met them again. And you're like, hey, yeah, your stuff just showed up to our shop last week. And then we were able to meet other companies that we were buying third party and get the actual contact to buy direct. So that, I think, is a lot more beneficial to the company. Oh, Mike wants to know how the Land Cruiser held up. We don't know yet. Mike, so, it's very, well, they've called us when things have broken. So we've gotten 3 calls over things being broken or not good enough. They wanted us to turn up the braking power, so we had to increase the brakes. Our brakes just weren't, we had the stock brakes on there, and they thought with the power output of the vehicle that the brakes needed to match that. So the brakes could kind of be, when you're accelerating slowly with the old manual transmission, the brakes were designed for that. But now it goes so hard and so fast that you accelerate really fast, but then you brake as if you're still accelerating slowly. So we had to upgrade the braking system. They didn't like the electric axle the way it was, which we know that one, because that was an aluminum transfer case. We got to go, like, it has axles like Topsy. The new semi-truck has the dual axles where each motor drives. It's just a better thing. They didn't like, okay, it's open differential right now. It doesn't have lockers. And you're like, yeah, we know that. It's a trial basis. That was one of the comments. We need to do some playing around with the regen. That was mainly more regen throttle mapping. It blew the turbo. That was one of the ones we got called down and had to fix. But so far, that's been all of the issues we've heard. Now,
the turbo wasn't us.
Yeah,
no,
that's
just a warranty claim on an engine. But yeah, overall, the feedback we've gotten, if we're being honest, we've gotten good and bad. They said, hey, don't be prepared for an amazing review that says it's all perfect. We want to temper your expectations. They're like, we do have some things that you've got things that you need to improve and design better, but overall, they say it's been one of the better hybrid vehicles that they've ever tested. They said the performance, the power, the gradability has been great. The driving, all of the performance metrics have been awesome. We've done well in some things, and we haven't done well in other things. Like, we got to improve our wiring harness. We knew that. We had a test wiring harness. We sent it off like it wasn't professionally made. So we know a few things like that, I'm sure, coming up. But overall, yeah, we got a redesign to do. We know we have to make some improvements, but we're not the worst. We're actually
good.
We got some pretty awesome feedback. The guys have been having, apparently they've been one of the most fun vehicles that they've ever driven down there.
Nice.
And for a first one, like, we did, like, that's fantastic. And Rich wanted to keep it much longer. He wasn't done with it, but they needed it. So
we had a deadline. We had to have it dropped off at that time, and we dropped it off and when their deadline was to fulfill the contract. And I think no news is good news in this one. They've been calling us when things have been wrong. They've had it for like 4 months, and it's now,
I thought there'd be more calls, honestly.
I thought there'd be more calls. I thought they would have more troubleshooting, more time with Conrad on the laptop, looking at things that are going issue. So I'm feeling pretty good about that, and it's now going on to the next stage of testing, where they're testing now the ability to export power. So now they want to basically run the generator for exporting power, put things that have huge power demands beyond just driving, and see how it performs. They've now tested how it performs as a truck. Now they're testing how it performs as a stationary mobile generator unit.
Nice.
Okay, let's get the last picture that we had loaded of the show. Chase, like the Komatsu's making children's toys now.
They always made that.
Apparently, they don't even sell that in North America.
Oh, they're only in like.
Man, that thing only weighs like a couple 100 pounds, eh?
They've always made those though. Like I've seen the PC01 before.
Did you? Chase actually did think it was a kid's toy.
I thought it was like for a kid. I like it's got eyes on it. It's like not. I thought it's like, you know, you have like the kids quads compared to like the adult quads. I thought it was like that. So it's like, you know how like you buy like excavators for your actual stuff. Like imagine you owned a landscaping company and you had a kid or you had a construction. Like this is something that like I could see Spencer buying for his kid.
Yeah. The first PC01 was made in 95. So I don't know why you've never seen these before, but they are dope. They are very cool. So
I guess for those,
you gotta admit that's gotta be for a kid. Like
no, it is not for a kid. That is for an adult.
You're telling me that if you had a couple kids, you would not buy that for them.
I want to get one of the Chinese ones for my nephews. Like they are awesome. I'm just saying that does do actual work. It can do actual work.
Like I'm sure it could, but like that's actual work that your kid could do.
That's
like,
true.
It's not like you're gonna put your kid on a 250 and let him go. Like if you got an 8-year-old, you're not gonna put him on a machine that can do real damage.
Just you put them out in the backyard.
With that.
Power goes out in your house. You got frickin' broken water mains.
Well, like you call before you dig. I'm sure like nowadays you could probably geofence a machine, or you just put a kid in the sandbox. Like I would want, if I had disposable money, I would 100% buy one of those for like Hunter Archer or Ella. Like they would, like that seems like right up their alley.
They're pretty fun.
I think they'd get crushed. I would roll that thing.
I feel like it should have a wider track.
Didn't you almost roll that mini hoe, Chase? Or didn't you roll it?
No, I never almost. Yeah, I guess that mini hole has a ROPS cage. It's probably safer for a kid to put a ROPS cage in. Like child's equipment should probably have rollover.
If children are running heavy equipment, they should have. Is it still heavy equipment though at this point?
I don't know. If it's only a couple 100 pounds, it's like light
equipment. Considered heavy equipment? Yeah.
Like you could have a wheelbarrow loaded with like dirt that weighs as much as that machine, I'm sure.
Colby says, do they make mini dump trucks? I think that's a valid question. Like that'd be pretty sweet to have the mini dump truck with the mini hoe.
Well, if you've seen the picture of Chase, you'd see a dump truck. Whoa. Terrible.
We cannot show that to you guys. It is. We will get.
People have.
No, the content violations if I showed that picture with it.
Will get a
full bare ass.
That is not going anywhere.
So that's kind of
except for the marketing agency for Masaki.
They're what the hell were you thinking?
Man, it was worth it for me for the laughs. Personally, I
do say though, like you should let me know before you send a full naked picture of me to people.
Yeah, next time. This is true. I don't argue that, but I think it was funnier that I did it this way for myself. I guess should we say about the Cummins showing up while we were in ConEx? Chase?
Yes, that was an exciting thing. When we were in ConEx, the Cummins X15 showed up, which is honestly really, really cool because we were at the Cummins dinner event that X15, we went to that right after the X15 showed up, which is really cool because a lot of the guys at Cummins thought it was hilarious that they actually put BDE on the nameplate.
Oh, we don't have we should have loaded a picture of that.
That is very cool, though, that the engine plate having that, like Edison Motors BDE, like that's, I don't know, I think it's pretty sweet.
It's so sweet.
It is. So that's it now.
Yep, that's in. Transmission is in. Jordy should be coming back here next week with the driveline, steady bearing, and all that. We just had to get the engine placed so we could take that measurement of our drive shaft and steady bearing. We didn't have the. This is one of those things where it's nice to be able to come out and meet with the suppliers because we didn't have a direct setup with Eaton yet. When we bought that transmission, we didn't have the 3D files, so we couldn't place the exact transmission in the model. We had to basically place and then 3D scan and then had to order the driveline from there. But you start meeting with suppliers, then you get actual hookup with the NDAs where they can send their 3D models over. And
That's nice. That definitely is going to save a lot of messing around.
Yeah. So big positive. And yeah, that's obviously for that one there is Joel, the mechanical BDE.
Mm-hmm.
BDE standing for Big Diesel Energy, guys. Get your mind out of the gutter.
obviously.
We do have some merch ordered for that, some sweet shirts. Did I show it the last time? I had a sample shirt, but I think those shirts are almost made. I don't know if we release them first or release them when the truck goes public. Maybe we'll secretly put them on the merch store.
Oh, and then when someone shares it, we'll get mad at them and be like, "Hey, don't post that."
Hey, that's a
We put it on
secret.
the website. Don't share that.
Yeah, why would you share the thing that's on our open website?
They are pretty sweet.
You know
though.
what?
That's-
I should convince Tony to see if we can drop the undisclosed truck the same way. Like just as a
Just
nod.
secretly one day.
Yeah,
It's on
like
the
Tony,
website.
it'd be so funny if we pulled a Kenworth and we just put it on our website without saying anything.
that would be. I
Nah,
can't.
Tony won't
He's
go
gonna.
with that.
They want to be the ones. They got the big event.
I know it's fair. It's their truck. They did it, but like I think we got to do one truck. We got to find one customer in the future that lets us Kenworth it.
Kenworth it. It's a saying now.
Oh well.
Okay.
Everyone's
honestly,
yawning. I feel like that means we're good. It was a good episode. I'm
I'm
happy
still
with that.
tired after Vegas.
Me too.
And the
Fair enough.
week of catching up from everything in Vegas and like, oh, I was supposed to go to China in like a few weeks. Some of our parts for the next truck were ready, and I want to go inspect them because we inspect all the pieces before they come over. But like, somebody else should go do that. I'm so tired of. I just want to stay here for a bit, but it's like if I don't, and then we've made that mistake before when they ship something and you order it and then it's wrong when it gets here and then it causes more problems. Plus you did it. It's way easier to be like, no, we're not accepting it. So you got to check everything, but I just don't want to go to China. I love China. I love going, but I'm just tired.
Some days are more demanding than others, but at least the top bunch of us at this company, we work 7 days a week. And it
7
gets
days a
you.
week, 16, 18 hours a day. It's tiring. We're all very, very tired.
We are. Even
It's like it's worth it. It's amazing what we're doing. And like we're doing the right thing. We're doing this company because of the right. I think that's kind of the exhausting thing, and I don't know whether I'm more motivated or more disheartened after ConEx, if we're being honest. On the one hand, it's like, yeah, this whole right to repair, planned obsolescence, it's more important than ever. Seeing all the stuff, but then it's also disheartening where it's like, man, we got to get above 500 trucks a year to even make a dent in the amount of shit that's being pummeled out nowadays. Like, how do we make a big difference enough? Like, we got 300 acres. We could grow to make more and more trucks, and we could build like a 300, 400,000 square foot warehouse that builds a 10,000 trucks a year. But it's like, the other companies are just, for every one truck we make, they're going to pull it out 20 of just what they're making now.
Do we end on that? That's a somber note to end on.
No.
It was better. Why would you do that, Chase?
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's just that, like, I'm tired.
What other funny thing can we say?
Gideon made a funny meme in the chat.
I think I missed it. Yeah. So
That's about it. Whatever.
Can you tell we're tired? And I feel like it's exceptionally tiring because after an event like ConEx, where you're up at 7 and then you're up to like 10, you grab like 5 hours of sleep between meeting with everybody, riding the bus that takes forever, and doing everything else. Like, you're so tired, But then when you get back, you have to work extra long days because you also have to make up for all the work you missed when you were at the show. So.
Someone made a comment about time change. Is BC canceling time change, or did they?
Oh my god, have you seen how stupid that is? So the rest of
what's
BC,
wrong?
no, which is great. They got rid of daylight savings time, like setting the clock back. So we set our clocks ahead to the summertime, and BC is never setting things back again.
Except,
did you see in the news there yesterday, Theron? All the rest of the Kootenays is now joining BC time. There is only 2 places left in the province: Golden and Field and Donald. Like 3 towns: Donald, Golden, Field. Like our 3 little towns. Like there's now less than like 5,000-6,000 people in the entire province, and we are just going to switch time zones as the only place in the province that's going to stay on it. Not only are we not on BC time, we're now switching. So, and that's like, why? Just pick one or the other.
Yeah, it's brutal. We finally see the end of the light. We've wanted this forever. We're like, it's finally happening. I saw the news post, no more time change. I'm like, yes. Read the fine print, except Golden. I'm like, no. We actually got rid.
Why did one town decide to not switch?
We got screwed on the drive back too. Like we all drove back. Chase drove down. I flew down. Chase and the crew, because I had to drop my kids off. We all drove back, and it's like a 25-hour drive. And we one shot it besides stopping at a hotel, and we're like, okay, let's just give ourselves some good amount, like a night's sleep. Not realizing we hit a different time zone, and it was daylight savings time. So we all wake up. We're like, man, I'm still way tired, but we got 2 hours less sleep than we thought we did.
Oh, that's tough.
Instead of getting 7 hours of sleep, or like 6, instead of getting 6 hours of sleep, we got 4 hours of sleep, and then proceeded to do a 20-hour drive.
That's pretty tough.
That might be why we were tired, actually.
Maybe.
Yeah,
So
that could have something to do with it.
I got a bachelor party to go to at the end of the month here, and it's at Fernie, so I'll be headed your way. But
nice.
it's the drive home. I haven't even went to this bachelor party yet. I'm already dreading that hungover drive home. Like, it's a lot of miles when you're not feeling too good, but whatever.
We should buy a plane. Richie Brothers a plane.
I would like to one day. So far from that, though. Can't even Richie Brothers an old shitty semi right now. So
that's fair.
Tried my best.
Well,
but anyways,
we should probably wrap it
sounds
up.
Good.
All right.
Wow,
Bye.
that's the most uneventful ending.
See you next time, boys.